What's up, guys? Nightwolf here, and yes, we're talking about Marvel again, but this time I wanted to give my thoughts on Marvel Legacy. Am I interested in it? Do I want it? Do you want it? I want to have a discussion about this, because let's be honest, the last few years of Marvel have not been the best. They've been on a downward spiral for quite some time. Now, a couple of the things that I wanted to talk about that don't involve whether or not I'm interested in it are the things that other people have brought up that I think are interesting to note. One of them is the fact that, well, we don't know if the creative teams and the people who are involved in this are going to be the same bullshit artists we've been getting over the last few years, or are we going to get all new bullshit artists? The problem is that we still have basically the same group of assholes running the show at Marvel. I guess you can liken it to same shit, different place. That's one of the biggest contributing problems that I'm seeing with this. Axel Alonso's still editor-in-chief, along with all the other current editors and whatnot. They're still there. The guys who can't control their bullpen, who have no spines, or they just wholeheartedly agree with everything that's going on, and they just check the box and say, okay, you're good to go, let's put that book out. To be quite honest, I'm not really sure if there's going to be any major changes between now, during Secret Empire, or then. But currently, if we're dealing with the same group of lovely individuals, I guess you could call them, that we've been contending with so far, I don't see this going any better than the last time that they relaunched, which they've done twice over the last couple years. Another point that was made that I find relatively interesting is the people are calling this new Marvel initiative, this new Marvel Legacy, to be Marvel's version of DC Rebirth. And in this case, I would consider it more like, I don't know, something else entirely. Something not quite as nice as a rebirth. More like maybe an afterbirth or something to that nature. I don't know. I'm not trying to get graphic or anything, to be completely honest. I'm just... because some people pointed out that there was a big difference between this new Marvel initiative and what DC did last year with Rebirth. The difference being is that there was an architect and a person who executed the plan. In DC's case, it was Jeff Johns. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because Jeff Johns is a massively huge DC fanboy. He loves DC Comics. So there's this really big difference, because it's clear that Jeff Johns really likes DC, and he likes these characters. He knows these characters. He grew up with them, he read about them. If there were characters he probably didn't know about, he probably learned about them while working at the company, and he genuinely does like these characters. He likes the company, he likes what he does, and you can see it in his work. Yes, he made mistakes during the New 52. He was responsible for the New 52. But I think that now that that dust has settled and they've kind of went back to like reestablishing old things about the company, the reason why so many people loved it in the first place, bringing back that history, that all those memories, all those great characters and whatnot, I think since he executed that plan and did so very, very well, that's probably why I think DC is doing so well, is because he planned everything out, and so long as he continues to, steer the ship in the proper direction, everything should go pretty well. There'll probably be slumps and hits and misses still, but overall it'll probably still work very well. But in Marvel's case, they don't have that person. At least not that I'm aware of. You could say that some of them do have a love for certain things about Marvel, like certain characters, like Dan Slott's love of Spider-Man, and the fact that he's not willing to give up the main title book. I guess to an extent you could say that that's a thing, or that he loves Spider-Man at least, but there isn't really anybody there who's such a diehard fan of all the characters and all the things that make Marvel amazing and great that would warrant that this is going to be a success. There's not one person attached to this plan, because the one-shot issue that's going to be coming out, that's going to be 50 pages, is written by Jason Aaron. Now, I'm not saying that Jason Aaron doesn't like what he's doing at Marvel. I'm sure he does, but I'm just pointing out he's not like the de facto guy to turn to and say, hey, what do we do to fix the problems? What do we do to, make something great, make something amazing? He's not that guy. At least not that I'm aware of. I guess I should go into my own personal thoughts about this, not just those particular perplexing questions that we should, consider with this. I myself am not excited for this at all. There is no build-up, there's no plan, at least not a plan that we can see. Maybe if by San Diego Comic-Con we get more information, or before then, maybe some of the information might be more interesting. It might, pique my interest a bit and say, hey, yeah, maybe I'll check out a book or two. I don't know. I've been burned by Marvel before. I got burned when Secret Wars came out, so I'm not sure I trust them yet. I really don't, actually. It's really, like I've said in the past, it's hard to trust them with anything. And until I get more information, I'm not going to be doing any of that. I'm not going to trust them. I'm not going to praise them for what they're doing. At least not at the moment. If this turns out to be something that's handled well and done well, maybe. But I don't see that happening currently. Marvel would probably have to do a lot to probably get me to come back. And, well, they haven't done any of it so far, technically, so I really doubt that they're going to do it now. Of course, there's going to be plenty of people that'll probably still check out the books. They'll still be happy. Me, I'm going to hold off on it. I'm going to ease into it very, very cautiously. I don't even know if I'll dip my toe in the water for fear that I might be eaten by piranhas. But until we get more information, we'll find out. But when more information comes out, I'll be sure to let you guys know about it probably, or I'll talk about it. Until then, we're gonna just have to wait and see. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and shoot a comment if you did. It's greatly appreciated. Share the video around. That also is a great help. And as always, do not forget to raise your nerd flags high, and I'll see you next time. Nightwolf's out.